Hi, this is Yosef Bhartia, and we are back with our yearly video prediction series. And today we have with us Taylor Smith, Director of Product Management at Exaforce. Taylor, it's great to have you on the show.
Great. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Before I ask you to grab your crystal ball and share your predictions with us, please quickly remind our viewers about the company and the core problem you folks are going to solve as we head into 2026.
So we're Exaforce. We have a full lifecycle AI SOC where we do detection, triage, investigation, and response. The whole point of this is to 10x the productivity and efficacy of analysts in the SOC.
Excellent. Now it's time for you to grab your crystal ball and share your top predictions or major shifts you expect to see in the industry this year.
Great. So my first prediction is that MFA is not going to be enough. We've seen enough of these attacks where, of course, MFA is a great line of defense and will help reduce the attack surface, reduce the amount of attacks that are successful. But we've seen ways that sessions can be stolen and other ways that attacks can happen even with MFA. And so in 2026, I think you're going to start seeing more controls necessary. And my second prediction is that the next 10 out of 10 CVSS score CVE, like React to Shell or Log4j that we've seen, is going to be traced back to a single vibe-coded PR. The idea here is that we've seen these big, exec level vulnerabilities, but they've mostly come from, human typed out pull requests. I think in 2026, we're going to see our first one that was fully vibe-coded, and the not enough time overwhelmed developer who is monitoring this or reviewing the pull request will just merge it. And my third prediction is that we'll see the first deepfake used in a major phishing breach. And so the idea here is, we've seen already in 2025 that phishing attempts over email have gotten more sophisticated, more realistic. But now we're going to take that to the next level in 2026, where you'll see a deepfake used to make it seem like, the CEO is actually asking about it and there's video evidence, but it's actually a deepfake. And my last prediction here is that compliance is going to require runtime exercises. So either blue team, red team, purple teaming is going to be a mandatory part of a compliance framework. We've already seen that it mostly comes down to posture and checking that you have the right controls in place. But in 2026, I think we'll see the first framework that will actually look for active controls. And the point here is that it won't be enough to make sure that you have proper posture. You're also going to need and proper tooling in place. You also need to make sure that you have proper processes and that your people are well trained on the tooling that you have.
Thank you for sharing these predictions. What are some of the biggest challenges or bottlenecks organization will face this year?
I think we'll still see a continued, lack of trust of AI to lean on it. And so we'll still heavily have a skills shortage because AI won't be enough to offload, or at least the expectation is that it's not ready yet. And you'll see some companies start to adopt it, and then you'll see them be able to kind of handle the load, and things will get better. But I still think adoption, we're at the early stages of adoption. And so we'll still see a stress on organizations when it comes to talent.
Every challenge can also become a mature opportunity. What are some of the biggest opportunities that you see will arise this year?
Yeah, I think there's a couple. One is that you'll see, of course, the opposite of what I just said, that the companies that are early adopters of things like AI in security will be able to see a real benefit, tangible benefit, whether it comes from, productivity increase, that will actually help them meet the needs of their organization without scaling their headcount. And then the other thing that I think you'll start seeing the opportunity is that AI is going to be more and more sophisticated. Now, that's a double-edged sword. You'll see more attacks and, bad things, like I mentioned in one of my predictions, committing vibe-coded bad code via vibe code. But there's also a huge opportunity here where AI, as it gets better and more powerful, as the frontier models improve, you'll see that their benefit and the trust in them will improve. And this will really give an edge to defenders, I think, more so than even attackers.
What actionable advice you have for enterprise leaders? What should they start doing now to be ready?
I think it's time to start trying things. We've seen the what I've seen from some predictions and other conversations is that 2025 was the year of experimenting, and 2026 should be the year of implementation. And so, if you haven't started to experiment with AI in your security operations, it's now the time to do that, and to start small. Look at where are places, if it's a small group in a larger organization, or if it's a single area of the organization, start small and then build that trust and then expand. That can give you a nice level of trust as you adopt it. And then the benefits will be much better as you adopt it the right way.
What is going to be your as well as company's focus or priorities this year to help customers navigate through these challenges or to also reap benefit from these opportunities?
Yeah, so what we're doing at Exaforce is we're focusing very heavily on continuing to expand our coverage, and that comes from being able to handle custom applications out of the box in a much better way and much more robust way. So bring whatever you have, and we'll be able to handle it. And that comes from leveraging AI. That also comes from uh, using AI to have more detections, more capabilities to find those bad things, the bad actors in your environment right away. And then the other thing that we're doing is we're really helping expand the ability to do things like investigate and threat hunt. So we already have the ability to do that, but expand, making it easier, making it more intuitive, making it more powerful when you do those investigations. And that's leaning heavier on those frontier models to do the deeper digging. But that all comes down to having the right data model and the right data platform. And so that's where we're investing very heavily today.
Taylor, thank you so much for joining me and share your predictions with us. And I would love to have you folks back on the show. But I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.